Greetings everyone, my name is Atterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man 3D 2, The Siege of Megacity. Continuing on from the last episode, I'll now be visiting one of the facilities located in the central part of the city, this one in particular, the Air Recycling Unit. But before I enter this facility, let me collect all the items that are hidden here, if possible. As always, I have a motorcycle at the ready. Whoa, that's different. And it actually takes us between different parts of the city. Well, that's unexpected. But I don't want to go that far back. I don't want to visit this area yet, so I'll ignore it. I think I can get on from here. I just need to jump off at the correct point. But I'll probably need to use that monorail in order to access an upgrade in another part of the city. In another block of the city, specifically. How did I get onto that monorail? Oh, here it is. This time, I'll ride on top of it myself. That's how you access this E-tank. But I'll get that in another part. Maybe it loops around a bit? It seems to be looping around, so maybe this is a trick. I'll follow it around a bit, and if it doesn't lead back to the air processing unit, I'll just go back there myself. It's actually faster to ride on top of this. If anything, this is giving us a tour through the entire city, or several areas that I will have to go through in the near and far future. As I said, in a future episode, I'll get back onto these tracks and explore the top parts of the city. And this is the ice area again. I need floating platforms, and I presume that in the air processing unit, I'll gain access to the floating platforms. Alright, we're back over here. Time to disembark. I can't reach that upgrade just yet. Nevertheless, that was a nice little tour through the central blocks of the city. Oh, and this is actually a red teleporter instead of a blue one. Normally I'd complete all the areas with blue teleporters first, but I'll do this in non-linear order. The game gives me this option after all. And there are a bunch of upgrades on the tops of these buildings, on effectively the third stories. I just explored the second stories of the buildings in the monorail, the quote-unquote second stories. I really need floating platforms or the quick boost in order to access them. So let's get it here. At least I hope it's here. A remix of Tornado Man's stage theme from Mega Man 9. And this area is going to have a bunch of backtracking. Look at how it's structured. And immediately we start out with Yoko blocks. Wait, I can skip this challenge with the charge boots. This area has 3 bosses, by the way. Oh goody, the same gimmicks as Gravity Man's stage in Mega Man 3D, or rather Tornado Man's stage in Mega Man 3D. You never know if there are any secrets. Once again, I wish this gimmick was introduced over a safe environment. It's becoming a running theme of this game. I'm really thankful that I don't suffer knockback at the hands of these enemies in these games. Otherwise, these stages would be a lot harder, and a lot more frustrating, especially combined with the 3D game's odd camera angles. Welp, I was hoping to get back onto the light bridges, but I fell off. I'll call these gimmicks light bridges. Let's get the upgrade first and then activate the switch, in case I fall off here. Life upgrades are always worth the risk. For a moment there, I was worried I was gonna clip through and slide through the platform, as once happened during a previous episode of this Let's Play. Oops. Sorry about that, I accidentally walked back into the door. The next gimmick. These fans, just like in Mega Man and Megacity, they weren't in Mega Man 3D, so glad to see they were ported here. And they're introduced in a somewhat safe environment, but they're close to bottomless pits. Nevertheless, this is actually a nice way to introduce it here, slowly escalating the challenge. Now we have them sideways. But you can easily bypass them by jumping over them. Nope, I can't quite make the jump. I wanted to try though. And it's a minor loss anyways. I need to go back here anyways in order to reach the switch. Again, this is one of those areas where I believe it'd be easier if I was doing side jumps. I think we're nearing the boss battle. It's right over there. Can't quite make the jump, unfortunately. I'm trying to test the extents of my charge boots. How high does this go? Not quite far enough either. Airman is a boss, of course. For a change, let me use a junk thrower. Or garbage thrower, I mean. His air shooter tornadoes aren't that damaging, actually. This boss was surprisingly easy. Wind shot. Pushes enemies away with wind. That would be a good zoning weapon, actually, especially for stationary enemies who can't fly, or enemies who are ground locked, so I can shunt them off the terrain. So that's helpful. 1 down, 2 left to go, assuming I can reach them. I was going to die there anyway, I need more health. And I need to destroy all the enemies here anyway, so that's not useful. On that note, if I drop an enemy into a pit, does it count as them dying? That's super handy. It even works over bottomless pits. Thank you, game designer. I can't backtrack either. a life upgrade, so I greatly need it. But it's an optional challenge, so I'm not complaining. Let's reset the room. I can either go to the left or to the right. Not left, I mean north or south. North is to the next boss, so I'm going there. I knew there would be a secret here, or rather a bonus item. Gyro Man. Takes place over the skies. If this gets destroyed, I'm dead. Thankfully his health bar isn't as high as Charge Man was during the previous episode, and the durability of this vehicle is quite high actually. No special abilities, just need to rely on my special weapons, which in this case means the ring boomerang. I'm gonna fail this, I know. It's alright. This is a lot more fun than Charge Man. The ring boomerang is quickly becoming my favorite primary weapon of this entire game, because of how it deals 2 damage per hit and how it slightly homes in on enemies. It's essentially a jet version of the motorcycle. I wish I had this outside in the open world. That'd be so handy. And that's the end of Gyro Man. What do we get? Energy generator. Or energy module. Regain 1 energy per enemy destroyed. So it's the counterpart to the life module. I was waiting for that, so now I can easily regenerate my life and weapon energy when needed. And it reduces the amount of farming, so thank you again lierinwait for the convenience. A well worth it upgrade. On to the third and final boss if I can reach it. A lot of vehicles this time. I do like how this facility is greatly utilizing all these types of vehicles, unlike what happened with Charge Man. In fact, let's use this for a change. And watch as it gets immediately destroyed because there's a deluge of bullets. So spam rockets everywhere. And run out of energy, so let's reset the room. This is becoming one of my favorite facilities in the entire game by this point. The usage of gimmicks aren't that frustrating, and I like all the enemy and platforming challenges. Even the Yoko Block challenges aren't that frustrating, and they have some interesting patterns that are utilizing this game's 3D gimmick pretty well. Then again, I believe this is a tier 3 stage in terms of difficulty, if we're going by that with the teleporter colors being unlocked progressively. That was my bad. I really need more of everything. And I can't actually reach any one of these because I need the floating platforms. There are at least 4 tanks and 2 upgrades I can get here, so I guess this is foreshadowing of the upcoming boss battle. Just like in Mega Man and Megacity and Mega Man 3D. He seems to fight the same way as he did in Mega Man 3D though. Although his arena is a bit different as it has all these fans. These tornadoes do damage you. I didn't mean to activate that. Let's try this again. I think the way to knock Tornado Man out of his tornado is to shoot him down. Hence why we need to use the fans there. These tornadoes don't push you off though for some reason. As long as I shoot him once, he gets knocked out of the tornado. This boss battle was okay as well. I liked it more than Airman, but my favorite one was definitely the other boss battle, which was Gyro Man. What did we get? I accidentally closed it. Floating platforms. I suspected it to be the floating platforms for 2 reasons. 1. Defeating Gyro Man in both Mega Man 3D and Mega Man Megacity granted you the floating platforms or Item 1. And the previous room was foreshadowing the usage of it, because of all these high up platforms that you can't normally reach. So just like in Metroidvania. Wonderful. Now we can test it out in this room. I just need to be careful not to fall off of it. So I better actually unequip the charge boots here. It takes a while to get used to how to jump on top of these. I had the same problems back in Mega Man 3D. And I thought it was close enough. But now with this utility, I can access many more upgrades and tanks. I'll just use an E-tank here. I have 32 to spare. Just look at the difference, I have many more energy tanks than life tanks. The only problem is that can happen. Making the jumps, especially at these angles. This is the part of the episode where I fail a lot. I could do it without the charge boots, but then it makes making the final jumps harder. But as I was saying, now that I have this utility, I can access almost all of the tanks and upgrades scattered throughout the world, barring a few. I think I collected all of the upgrades and tanks located in this facility, but I'll have to double check in the future because there was probably one or two of them that I couldn't access without the floating platforms. In addition to having this utility in hand, I can access all the boss battles I couldn't before. But I'll go back to those facilities in the future, once I complete these newest facilities. So overall, I like the air processing unit, nice usage of all the enemy and gimmick mechanics. Is it just me, or did the musical track change in the background? I guess to emphasize how dramatic the situation is becoming, as the situation grows more dire. So in the next episode, I'll be covering the next facility that's located in the central part of the city. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!